Welcome to the Temple of Nerds podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Star Wars, Nintendo, Marvel, and anything else video game, nerdy TV, or just straight up awesome. I'm D-Bills.
And I am TJ. Today we're going to be talking about the holidays, speedruns, farming, and space westerns.
So strap in, pop those headphones into your ear holes.
You're going to get that eventually.
Get ready for two nerds talking your ears off. Well, you did it last week, and you got it. So. Someday, you know what?
One day we'll get that. Yeah,
one day we'll get it. It's a good tongue twister. I actually erased that out of the run and went to retype it and couldn't remember what I said. So I had to go back and watch an old episode, and it was one of the episodes where I completely botched it. And I'm like, oh no, that's not helpful.
One day we'll get it. We'll get it.
One day. Yeah. So we didn't stream last week. We took a week off for the holidays.
Yep.
So what have you spent the last 2 weeks playing?
So I decided to buy Hollow Knight on my Nintendo Switch. I've heard so much about it. I've always been interested in it, but it just has always kind of just gone by the wayside. So I ended up getting an eShop card for Christmas for my grandmother.
Sure.
And I was like, you know what? Let's get Hollow Knight. It's awesome. It's so much fun. It looks great. It sounds great. It plays great. And I'm not usually into the Metroidvania genre.
Sure.
Which this is very much a Metroidvania. Like, it's very, very much Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Just in the fact that, like, you know, you have a map, and as you go and explore, you unlock more of it. And it's always the same. It's not like you have levels.
Okay.
It's just all one big map.
Right.
Holy shit, man. It is so much fun. And it's heavy. It's a heavy game. It's like there's some elements in there that I'm like, huh. That makes me think.
Yeah. And another game that's like that is same kind of Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yep.
Or Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I played the first one. I haven't played the second one yet.
Yeah. I played the first one pretty shortly after it came out, and it legitimately made me cry.
Yeah. It's I mean, you're gonna cry within the first 30 seconds of that game.
Yeah.
but yeah.
I was not ready for it.
This is very similar to Ori in the Blind Forest. Like, you know, it's a platformer, but you have attacks and stuff, and upgrades and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun, man. I'm so glad that I bought it. I know that there's a new one coming out soon. I think it's called Silk Song.
Okay.
And that will be coming to Switch as well. But yeah, so I got that, and I'm really enjoying it. I've also been playing. Not that this is new to me by any means, but I've been playing Final Fantasy VII. I bought that on my Switch as well, even though I've literally got like physical copies of it for my PlayStation. And it's all.
That's one of those games that you can easily get 5 or 6 copies of it without paying attention.
That and Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
At least for me. But
no, I have at least 2 or 3 copies. I think I have at least 3 copies of Ocarina of Time.
But I've been playing that too. I like the Switch port. You can speed up your movement by 3 times, which is just fantastic.
Because that's a big game.
It is. It really is a big game. You're looking at like a 40-hour game, and that's just if you go through the story, like just the story. But there's also a different button that, like, when you're in battle, it heals you, and like it automatically gives you your limit break and stuff. And and I mean, it's kind of cheating, but you know, it's nice to have there.
Yeah,
if you just want to
make it easier.
Yeah. If you just want to get through the story.
Sure.
And I kind of wanted to play through the original again because I've this year I've played through the remake, and I freaking loved the remake. If you haven't played that, you should play that.
I haven't played the original or the remake.
Well, shit, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm terrible.
But what have you been playing?
So I'm going to talk about it later. So I'm not going to talk about it too much now. But the 1.5 update for Stardew Valley came out. So I've been playing that. It's a lot of fun. Put some more time into Cyberpunk. Just slowly. I'm taking it slow, taking it real slow.
Yep.
Like both because I want to like really enjoy it, and also just because I have no time.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. But as I play, I notice the little things that are wrong with it, and it's not, it's the shine of that perfect game is starting to crack.
There's
as I get deeper into it.
A lot of controversy going around with that.
A lot of controversy. Yeah. Yep. But then I also picked up late one night when I was a little overtired and not paying attention to what I was clicking on my Switch. Mm-hmm. I ended up buying.
Been there, done that.
I ended up buying Super Meat Boy Forever.
Ah, yes, I saw that you were streaming that the other day. How are you? And that's the one that's like a constant. What's the word for it?
Auto runner.
An auto runner. There it is.
I hate that it's an auto runner.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was an auto runner.
Yeah.
I thought it was just more Super Meat Boy. And I was like, I loved the first Super Meat Boy. That was such a fun game. I mean, it's got its own difficulties, but it wasn't the game I was looking for.
Yeah.
It's still a really good game. It's still all about being precise, and it's still, paying really close attention and finding the best line. It's still going to be a really good speed running game, which we're going to touch on. A lot of my I've played this week stuff we're going to talk about today. But,
nice.
So that's been a lot of fun. Yeah. And I it's not really a game per se, but I've been playing with my Stream Deck a lot this week.
Ah, yes.
I didn't
once again very jealous.
Yeah, I didn't realize the amount of things that you can do with a Stream Deck. Like, I knew that I could use it to, change the transitions with the click of a button. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't see the stream, but that's happening right now as we talk, and I'm just casually hitting one button with my finger and changing, and I don't have to click with a mouse. I knew that you could do that, and I was really excited to do that. But what I also didn't realize was you can integrate your Spotify, and you can integrate your everything, and it's amazing. There's so much different things, and I'm discovering more and more things that I can do with it, and I can't wait to bring that to my stream.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I can't wait to watch you use it.
Yeah, I can't wait to bring that to my stream, and I can't wait to bring that to this stream.
Yep,
obviously.
Can't you also set it up so that each individual panel is a different part of a picture?
Yes,
so that it creates a whole picture when you're looking at it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. That's the screensaver. The screensaver mode is you can pick a picture and use. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
It's really cool. It's really cool. Okay, so what's our first topic here? Firefly.
Oh, this is
Firefly.
All you, because
you know nothing about Firefly.
Nothing.
That's a show that you would really like.
I've been told that.
Yeah, you should check out Firefly when you get a chance. So, for those of you who don't know, Firefly is a sci-fi show from the mid 90s. I think at this point it's 20 years old, but it was one season. It was released on Fox of all places in the mid 90s.
No wonder it didn't do well.
It failed because it was on Fox.
Yeah.
It should have been on Sci-Fi, right next to Stargate, right next to, Battlestar Galactica and all that stuff. But it released on Fox, and it is literally a space western. So it follows the crew of the Firefly on their like their backwoods, smuggling runs and their shady deals and all of this stuff. But the show only lasted like 9 episodes, maybe 10. It was released out of order. Just all these.
That's weird.
Yeah, like the story is kind of episodic, but it also like interweaves. And if you watch it in the order it was released, it doesn't make sense, because there's an episode where like they're talking about something that happens in the next episode.
Yeah.
And so because of all of those things, it failed. And for a long time, it wasn't really that big. And then, the Netflix era and the YouTube era, and people started discovering it. And, our generation grew up and we became the super nerds for everything nostalgic, like Star Wars, like, the original Star Treks, this, that, and the other thing. And it gained more steam, and it's Nathan Fillion. And for those of you who don't know Nathan Fillion, yeah, he's amazing. Everything he does is great. But this is one of his like earlier things, and he is so good in this show. Yeah,
I mean, I've been told a couple of times by numerous different people to watch it, and I haven't gotten around to it. Like,
did you play Destiny?
I played a little bit of the first one, just a little.
Okay, do you know who Cade Six is in Destiny?
No, I do not.
No. Okay. So anyway, Cade Six is voiced by Nathan Fillion.
Okay.
And that's a pretty close character to what he plays in Firefly.
Okay.
Like it's got a very similar sense of humor and cadence to the way it talks and all that. But anyways, the reason why we're talking about it today is because they're just announced that they are releasing a comic book that takes place 20 years after the events of the show.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Hell
and it's going to follow the daughter of Wash and Zoe, who Wash is the pilot and Zoe is the badass female, like second in command of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, there's a little blurb about the description of the comic. The old crew of the Serenity has gone their own way, and now Emma is working to prove herself to Zoe, alongside a new crew of castaways and misfits just trying to stay afloat. But when Serenity takes a job from a familiar face, they discover their new living, breathing cargo is far more than they bargained for, and might bring them into conflict with the Alliance once again. Josh Lee Gordon and Fabiana Mascolo, I'm so sorry if I pronounced their names wrong, begin a new era of Joss Whedon's Firefly, with first appearances of all new cast, new adventures, and shocking new surprises.
Dude, I love it when shows like that, or just movies, shows, whatever, whenever they expand that universe. Like, so bringing things into comic books is just such a perfect way of doing it.
Right. Because you can do so much with it, and you don't necessarily need like Nathan Fillion to come back and do the same performance, because hopefully they can just pay Nathan Fillion to use his likeness in the comic and then just write it, and we can all use our brains to imagine his voice.
And especially since this is like apparently a thing that he did that people love, I'm sure he wouldn't have an issue with that to begin with. He probably didn't even charge them, honestly.
Right. He seems to be a friendly enough guy, and from what I've read about it, he seems to be something that he really enjoys.
Yeah.
His time on Firefly. He did a show called Castle.
Never heard.
I don't know if you
either.
know. So in Castle, this was like maybe 10 years ago. He did Castle, and he's a book writer who embeds himself with the police so that he can learn for like his next book or something.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
cool.
I'm probably butchering it. That's probably not what it's about. Yeah. I didn't watch it. My wife watched it, but she showed me this clip where he dresses up for a Halloween party as a space cowboy, and it's literally his exact costume that he still has in his closet at home from the show Firefly.
Awesome.
And he comes out, and his partner, I think not girlfriend yet, but his police partner is like, "What are you dressed as?" And he's like, "Oh, obviously I'm a space cowboy." And she's like, "There's no such thing as space cowboys." He's like, "Yeah, there is, you jerk." And it's a little jab.
I literally am a space cowboy.
Yeah. And it's a little jab at both of them, you know, like her like not knowing what Firefly is, and him like wanting to relive his glory, you know. But yeah. Little one of those like fourth wall breaks, and it's a nice little touch.
So I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
So Firefly, a brand new verse, is being written by Josh Lee Gordon with artwork by Fabiana Mascolo. Sorry if I butchered your name again. And cover art by, oh my goodness, why did I not? Okay. Christina with a QU, maybe? Christina Kaleda? Oh goodness, I should have checked to see how to pronounce these first.
Yeah, maybe go into Google and say, "Hey, pronounce this."
Yeah. Either way, it's set to hit stores on March 10th of 2021. Oh, so it's coming soon.
Well, that gives me enough time to actually watch it.
Yeah, Firefly, a brand new verse.
Okay.
Which is, it's a fun play there for that name, because they call the universe the verse.
Oh.
So it's a brand new verse. It's a brand new part of the story. It's a brand new universe. So that'll be fun.
That's dope. That is absolutely dope. I don't even know what it is, and I'm excited for it.
So moving right along, TJ, have you done speedruns before?
I've dabbled.
You've dabbled.
I've dabbled. So I've been into speedrunning for years now. I watch a lot of the GDQ stuff. Do you know what GDQ is?
Oh yeah.
I
watch Done Quick.
Yep,
I
Games
love
Done
Games
Quick.
Done Quick.
I love AGDQ, SGDQ. I watch it every single time it comes on, like religiously. But I've been super into speedruns because of that, and I mostly Zelda speedruns. Can't go figure.
no way. You Zelda speedruns, unbelievable.
And you know, I've dabbled in like a couple of the glitches and stuff they have in like Ocarina of Time to just figure them out. Like a lot of them are very, very hard.
They're super intricate. You know, jump backwards over this fence. You know, sidestep, swing your sword. You know, but pause it in the middle of the swing, and then fall through the floor.
Exactly. But there was a speed run that I was able to successfully do, and that was A Link to the Past.
Okay.
You're able to finish that game in like 3 minutes.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun. You can do it on pretty much any version of the game.
Sure.
Where you clip into a wall at the very beginning of the game, and you walk up a couple of screens, to the right a couple of screens, and up again, and it just all of a sudden puts you on the credits screen. It's super fun. It's kind of a party trick. Like if someone happens to have a Super Nintendo hooked up, which I don't know many parties where they're just like, hey, I'm going to set up my Super Nintendo in case anybody wants to play A Link to the Past. But
in case anyone wants to play this single player game in the middle of a party.
I mean that'd be me.
Yeah.
but I've successfully done it a handful of times now. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I just love speedruns in general. I think it's awesome that people are still finding new glitches today. Like for these crazy things.
Another question I have for you before I go and tell you about the Cyberpunk speedruns that I heard about.
I'm so excited to hear about this.
What's the lowest amount of hearts that you fought Ganon with in Breath of the Wild? Did you do the 3 heart fight?
I have not done that yet.
No. Okay.
I have not. I'm tempted to, but I have not done that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's just. It was. I'm curious. Yeah, I was curious.
What?
I know how much hours you've spent with.
Do you have an answer to that question?
I fought Ganon for the first time with 6 hearts.
Oh wow.
Just because like that's how many hearts I had when I made it to the end, because I didn't do a lot of shrine hunting. And I think I did okay. I don't really remember. And I also didn't realize that you needed 10 hearts to get the Master Sword, so I didn't like try to do that.
You need, I think you need
13 or something like that. Yeah. So I didn't even, I fought him with a lot less hearts than you normally would when finishing the game.
The difficulty in that is more making sure that you have the correct weapons.
Right.
He's really not that difficult of a boss.
No, no.
It was kind of honestly anticlimactic, in my opinion.
Yep.
But yeah, you just got to make sure you have the weapons. But yeah, that's something that I want to try. I've watched Breath of the Wild speedruns. They're ridiculous. You can shoot yourself across the map in seconds.
No, it's great. It's great. It's great.
by using in-game mechanics, no less.
Yeah.
Like you're really not even glitching anything. There are glitches, but like most of it is
shooting
just
yourself
in-game
across
mechanics.
the map is not a glitch.
No.
So Cyberpunk speedruns.
Do tell.
So speedrunning is usually broken down by categories, right? The main categories are generally any percent, 100% glitch, or no glitch.
Yep.
Right. Those are generally the four main categories, and you can combine those, and 100% no glitch, 100% glitch, any percent no glitch, any percent glitch, like all.
And for those who don't know, any percent means you get to the credit screen as fast as you can, regardless of what you've collected. 100% is you have to collect everything in the game that is meant to be collected. So, like, for example, in Ocarina of Time, you need to collect every item as well as all the gold skulltulas. And just like
Pokemon is the easiest one that I've ever thought to describe it. So like any percent, you just get to the Elite Four, beat the Elite Four, and get the credits.
Yep.
With the best Pokemon that you can get, and there's usually like 10 or 15 Pokemon that you need to do it really quickly, so that you have the type sets and all that. Or 100% is you need to catch all the Pokemon in the game. And now you can either do that by glitching and jumping through walls to get to parts of the game early, or you have to go through the game and fight the gym leaders in order to unlock certain parts of the game to get all your 150 Pokemon and then beat the Elite Four. That's the easiest way I've always had to describe it. So I don't know what category this falls into, but I read that there are people that are doing Cyberpunk speedruns of how fast can you get to the first sex scene.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a Breath of the Wild category where you have to do all the dog quests. You actually have to feed every dog and make it love you. So like, cool. Get to the first sex scene. I mean, I guess.
The article that I read about it was from a few days ago, and the record at the time was 11 minutes. Which is, I mean, I don't know. That's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if they were using the joy toys, which are the hookers, or if they had to like actually romance someone. But
I apparently don't know enough about Cyberpunk. That hasn't come up on my Pornhub searches.
No, weird.
Kidding. Jeez,
kidding, joking.
On that
oh
website.
My
wow,
gross.
Jeez.
Gross.
Ooh. That's really hilarious. Though I'm gonna as soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna look it up. That one won't be on AGDQ.
No, it will not. No, AGDQ After Dark, maybe.
Yeah, still though, it's partnered with Twitch, so I'm not sure if that's gonna fly. If you can't even play, Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up on stream. I doubt they're gonna allow that. I'm actually gonna look this up when we finish. I'm genuinely curious.
I love it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, we mentioned it in games that we've been playing lately, Stardew Valley.
So, I love Stardew Valley. I love Stardew Valley. I played Stardew Valley on my Switch probably about a year and a half ago is when I first started playing it. And, man, I played that for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I loved every second of it. I think his name was Shane. Is that one of the characters in it?
Yes.
Yes. He's the drunk, right?
Yes.
He was my boy. He was the one that I spent the most time with. I think I married him. but like, oh man, I loved that game so much.
Yeah. We talked about it a few episodes ago when we talked about spiritual successors and just how like people make games and they're like, oh, this is a spiritual successor to, this is influenced by.
Yeah.
But when you get into that, like people, and I've kind of, as a Nintendo fanboy myself, I've kind of been getting upset about this a little bit, of people saying that this is a Stardew-like game. And no, because Stardew is like Harvest Moon.
Yes. Yes.
So any game that's like
Story of
Stardew
Seasons.
Valley, right now, Story of Seasons. But Stardew Valley is such a Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons spiritual successor. It's so well done. And the fact that it's done by one guy just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. He did such a good job with it. And I'm really glad that he's still adding to it, like so far down the line. So Stardew Valley 1.5. Right, they added a new farm, which yep. So you can start over to use the new farm, and it's a beach farm, but you can't use So you can farm throughout the entire year, but sand is not compact enough to use sprinklers.
Oh, so you have to water everything on your own.
You have to water everything on your own.
Oh my. That just sounds tedious.
Yeah. And I mean, there's much more fishing spots, but since it's a beach map and it's kind of like on the end of a peninsula, right? There's water all around, so you can fill up your watering can right there, which is nice.
Yep.
They've added maple trees, which give hardwood. So now you can farm hardwood, which is nice, because before the only way to get hardwood was going to the secret forest.
Yep.
Right?
I
so
remember
that's
that.
Nice. They've
this
added,
is all coming back to me now.
Oh yeah. They've added a bunch of quality of, or I should stop saying they, it's one guy.
Yep.
Concerned Ape. He has added a bunch of quality of life stuff. There's little tweaks here and there that I keep finding. Like, oh my gosh, I remember how annoying that was. There's a little checkbox in the villagers page that shows you whether or not you've talked to the villager that day.
Oh, that would have been great. That's such a quality of life thing.
Yep. I haven't quite unlocked it yet. I'm working on it. I need 200 hardwood and I only have 150 hardwood to fix the boat that's in the back of Willie's fishing shack.
What do you do with that?
The boat brings you to a tropical island with a couple of new NPCs and some new story beats and a bunch of new things to discover and new quests. They've added a lot to the end game. He's added a lot to the end game.
Good, because that was the only thing that I felt was kind of lacking.
Like once you reach year 3 and get the perfect 4-star rating, it's kind of over.
Yeah. That's when I stopped playing.
Or I mean the four candle rating. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. but it was just a matter of like that happened, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I could start over and do this all again, but that's cool. That's it.
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I loved it. But yeah, that it definitely was lacking in the end game stuff. So that's really good that they're adding extra stuff like that.
Yeah, and he added there's a new I want to call it a bounty board, but that's not really what a quest board, new bulletin board. There's the word for it. A new bulletin board, right? Which has like harder quests. Like instead of, somebody asking for a fish, they need 10 fish.
Okay. Cool.
Instead of needing, and when you complete these, you get the reward is better. So you get like end game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I got, what did I get? I got something that I can't even remember. I'm not going to be able to remember. Never mind. But you get stuff that helps you more, but in an end game capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just see that you added that onto the screen. That's so awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching it. Oh
yeah.
Man. Oh, Stream Decks are so cool.
They're so cool. So I didn't even have to hit a bunch of. I didn't even have to move my mouse.
Has there been any mention about when they're bringing this update to Switch? Because that's what I have it on. So
yeah, I have not seen anything. I've just seen that it's coming to consoles later.
Fair.
Yeah. So a big piece of that is Concerned Ape doesn't do the console port.
Okay.
The console port, I think, is done by Chucklefish. So Concerned Ape just does the PC game,
yeah,
which is what he made.
He does the core game, and then there's somebody that does the ports.
Right. There's a development team that does everything else.
Makes sense. That's common. It's a common thing nowadays, especially with Switch ports.
Yeah. Did you hear about his next game that he's working on?
No.
I wasn't planning on talking about this, so I don't have too much about it. Mm-hmm. But it's a magic or wizard like game. So it's the same. It's set in a very similar. I think it's technically set in the same world as Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, or here, Concerned Ape new game. Okay, so this is from February. Like I said, I wasn't ready. Stardew Valley. Oh, doesn't tell me anything about it. Great. Good.
But he's making a new game.
He's making a new game. It looks very similar to Stardew Valley, but it's more magic focused. I mean, honestly, I'm saying more magic focused, like Stardew Valley is magic focused at all. But.
Well, it kind of is. It kind of is magic focused, not magic
I guess you're
focused,
right.
But there's magic. I mean,
there is magic in it.
What's the old man in the tower's name?
The wizard.
The wizard. Yeah. Is that his name? Just the wizard? I don't remember.
I think he has some really long, like tongue-in-cheek magic name. But I can't. Yeah.
Not to mention
name of some kind.
Not to mention the little forest sprites too.
Sure. Yep.
Like that's
the Junimos or something.
Yes, Junimos. It's been a while. It's been a while. I mean, that's definitely magic.
Yep.
And honestly, the wizard is one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, no, he's great.
He's hilarious. He kind of like exudes that like I might be a drunk guy, but I might also I might really be a wizard.
Yeah, but there's so many, even before the update, there's so many little things that are in that game, and it's really, I love when people go above and beyond and make games that are like so good.
You're gonna make me want to pick it up again and start playing.
Yeah, well, I was playing actually while I was waiting for you to get in to the chat room. I was playing a little bit.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to do later tonight. After looking up Cyberpunk sex speedruns.
You want to start a 2-player map of Stardew Valley on our Switches?
We can do that.
Yeah.
There's 2 players?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, then
this just in after we record our podcast tonight, and look for this later on. If you're watching this on YouTube later, look for the YouTube video of us playing Stardew Valley multiplayer together.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up after this podcast is over, we will be streaming 2-player Switch.
Look at that! Look at this face! I'm so happy. Oh man! Oh man! Well, actually, we might not be able to do it tonight because I don't want to overrun my Switch. Let me fix my fan first.
Yes. Okay. So tell us about your Switch woes.
Okay. So I've had my Switch.
This man has some Switch woes, which is sad.
I've had my Switch since day one. I actually waited the day after they announced the Switch. Like, we no longer knew it as the Nintendo NX. I don't know if you remember those days. As soon as they announced that there was the Switch, I woke up that morning at 4:30 in the morning and drove to GameStop and waited outside with one other person. I don't know why I woke up so early, but I did. Waited outside and I pre-ordered the Switch. So I've had it day one. Mm-hmm. And I
actually bought my friend's pre-order. He had pre-ordered it on Amazon, and I bought the pre-order from him. So he brought it to work with him, and I just gave him a check, and he gave me the sealed box.
Awesome. You're so lazy. I went out and waited. I sat down. I brought my 3DS with me. I was playing Pokemon. But so I've had my Switch for almost 4 years now. Mm-hmm. And recently, whenever I'm playing, it doesn't matter what I'm playing, I could even just be on the eShop and it does this.
No.
My fan will start buzzing really loud. And it's so loud that it like literally vibrates the whole thing to where I think that the HD rumble is working, and then when it stops doing that, it'll just go, meow, 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 and it's really loud, and I'm kind of concerned. It's not getting hot or anything, but it definitely makes it not fun to play in handheld mode anymore.
Fair.
Because like even if I turn up the volume, I can still hear it just going. Rang. So it's like, so I don't want to send it into Nintendo because that's going to cost me, upwards of like $100.
Right.
Just probably for shipping alone.
Right.
So I went on to Amazon and I bought all the necessary little itty bitty tools because Nintendo's terrible and they use screws that you don't have screwdrivers for.
Yep.
Like 3-pronged nuts and bolts and stuff, and it's whatever. So I bought a toolkit and I bought a new fan.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do it myself. I've
go.
never done anything like this, but I'm kind of afraid to play my Switch right now just because I don't want it to die, and I really don't want to spend another $300 on a Switch.
Right.
Especially when...
And if it dies, you're going to lose your saves.
Yes.
Have you backed up your Animal Crossing island yet?
No, but
make sure you do that.
I'm not super worried about that. I can start that over. I loved Animal Crossing and everything, but it's not like a priority for me. Honestly, the things that I'd be most worried about would be Zelda. Zelda and probably Smash.
Yeah.
I've done a lot in Smash too.
Sure.
So that would really be my biggest woes of save files being missed. But I just really don't want to buy a whole new Switch right now. It's just like we have new consoles out now. There's a PS5 that I would like to save up for. I'd like to upgrade my PC. I just don't have $300 to just drop on something.
New Switch, exactly. Yeah.
So I spent $25 and bought a new fan, which really wasn't that bad of a price, but it will be that bad of a price if I totally screw up. Which
I mean, while you're at it, have you seen that they make aftermarket clear backs? So instead of putting your black,
yes, I have.
You could stick a clear back on there.
I have seen that. I kind of want that, honestly.
I mean, if you're taking it apart anyways, you might as well.
It kind of invokes that 90s style.
Yeah.
You know, like like I mean, I had
the purple. I have a purple clear Game Boy Color.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had controllers for the N64 that looked like that.
Yeah,
Like where you could like see the wiring and stuff. Oh, let's see what's he got. What's he got? Because I'm about to head over to my bed and grab something that I want to show you too. Yeah, that's the one that I had. That's it. Now, speaking of the Switch, I'm gonna leave the camera.
I think this has a different issue, but
Yeah, not usable, huh?
I don't remember if a mouse did this or if my dog chewed the end of the cable off, but yeah.
I'm going to be right back because I'm going to grab something that I want to show you that I got for Christmas that I think you will love.
Okay.
Give me a second.
I'm ready. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you know, there's a lot you can do with aftermarket stuff on consoles, but I was thinking about and TJ and I have talked about this before. This is my N64 that works, and I've got an N64 somewhere else in the house that broke a while ago, and somebody took an old N64 and cut into it and turned it into a Switch dock and like hollowed out the inside of the N64 and took all the things out of it, and they even had somebody 3D print USB ports that go in the controller ports of the N64.
I've seen that. It looks freaking awesome.
So I have an extra N64 that I want to do that to. And at some point, when I have more free time, I'm gonna buy a spare Switch dock off Amazon and do that. But okay, so what did you get for Christmas that you need to show?
So you have the Nintendo Switch, correct?
Yep.
Hey, look, there you are.
Hey, there I am. Hi.
Have you ever heard of a company called Satisfy?
Mm-mm.
So, this is from the company Satisfy.
Ooh. Yep.
Now, you take
I need to get me one of those.
and you slide it. You just slide it right in. It keeps everything real tight and snug.
Such bad hand cramps.
And it's amazing. It feels like a controller now. Because I get hand cramps too, and not sponsored, but
yes,
Satisfy is.
Yeah.
You made me think of it because with the clear thing that you were talking about, they make one that's clear as well, just for that purpose. For if you happen to have, I got the Zelda thing in the back,
sure.
But if you happen to have a clear Switch like that where you've modified it yourself, but man. I've only had this for a couple days, and I can't really play because my fan, but it feels so good.
Yeah.
They even have like little knobbies for for your joysticks, and it just it feels so good. It makes me want to play in handheld mode again.
Sure.
I would highly suggest it. They're not very expensive. I think they're like $20-$25.
We'll throw a link at the bottom of the video. Even though we're not sponsored, we'll still throw the link down there.
I'll try to remember that.
I mean, one of us. We'll put it in there. It'll be down there eventually. Eventually.
But yeah, I highly suggest getting that, and it also stands up too. It stands up like it stands up the Switch. You don't need to have your kickstand out or anything.
Yep.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
I think that's all we have.
I think that's it for this main
episode. Yeah, I think that's all. All right. I did not set this up on my Stream Deck yet, so I have to type it out, which is terrible.
Oh.
And it didn't work because I have it set to D-bills, not this. So there we go. Okay, it's all going great. No, it's awesome. I love it. You know, we're doing good. I forgot that we're on Temple of Nerds instead of D-bill.
Yeah, we're on that now, huh?
Okay, so I can do this then. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Follow us, please, on our social media channels. YouTube, we are Temple of Nerds on YouTube. Search Temple Nerds on YouTube and you can get us. Our YouTube link is still nice and long because we haven't gotten that shortened YouTube link yet.
Not yet.
find us on Twitter at Temple Nerds. You can find us right here on Twitch. Hit that follow button if you haven't already. I am D-Bills. I stream at D-Bills on Twitch.
I am TJ. I stream at _Nintendo_lad. And I'm trying to get more into that now, so definitely give me a follow if you.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. We are the Temple Nerds, and we will be back probably next week with some more stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so please also check out our Mandalorian episodes. We've been doing some separate Mandalorian episodes here and there, just because we have so much to talk about for that. But starting again next week, we'll start integrating Star Wars back into the main show.
Yep.
So thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Bye. Thank you.